and the conflicts. So please remember that when you want to analyze about the plot of the story, then you need to be able to identify the conflicts. Because in the plot, we have the stages like the exposition, right? Remember, rising action, and climax and following action, resolution, things like that. So that's why we need to be able to identify the conflicts. And last week we agreed with each other about the conflicts in the story already. There are quite a lot, right? Okay, because Mr. Max Calendar had conflicts with almost everyone. Okay, even with himself, right? And the conflicts between Mr. Max Calendar and the I character and Mr. Ramsay and everyone on board, for example, with the climax, up to the climax, which is the bet about the pearls, review something about himself, right? Um, that is the climax of the conflicts between Max Calendar and everyone on board. Okay. However, now how about the conflicts between Mr. Max Calendar and himself? Okay, so where do you think is the climax of that conflict? Because that conflict is different from the other conflicts, right? It is the internal conflict. Okay, so can you tell me the climax of that internal conflict? Yes, Young, please.
I think it is the conflict of ideology inside himself. You know, he is a gentleman and he's right. He is full of pride about himself, and he will. And I think if in that case he will usually will not back down because, but he, but in the end he choose to accept that he is a liar, and
Mm.
to
Okay,
keep
but
the face of
yeah,
the
yeah.
his
But
perfect. Yes.
when does that conflict take place? When?
When he checked the birth chain of Mr. Ramsay.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, so you can see that the conflict, that conflict takes place just briefly, okay, and the climax takes place just briefly too, and so you will see that yeah, this is when he examines the chain, and he certainly saw something on Mrs. Ramsay's face, okay, and this is when he understood things, and then this is when he had to make some decision, okay, and so there are two things for him at that time, right? On the one side, it is his face. hmm on the one side, this is his face, and so far in the story that we know that Mr. Ramsay never accepted that he was wrong. Okay, he never dropped any topic, and he would try to make you believe or trust the way he believed. Okay, or things like that. So yeah, to some extent we can say that yeah, maybe he was knowledgeable and he was so proud of himself, and so that's why people on board did not like him a lot, right? And on the other side, what is it? It is a lady's face. It is her marriage. Okay, and at that brief moment, you can say that mm, he has to make very quick decision. Uh-huh. And of course, he didn't have enough time to think about, okay, whether this lady was a good one or not, was a moral one or not. Okay, did he do rightly or wrongly? Okay, things like that. Okay, if I helped her, then he would be, an adult. He would be commit she would be commit adultery or things like that, okay, so there's not enough time to do something like that, right? And he has to make a very quick decision, and that decision um is not beneficial for him. Okay, but that is something that he has decided and he has chosen, and things like that. So that will reveal something about his personalities. Okay, and today we'll talk about the characteristics of the characters. We talk about characterization. And as I told you, when you look at a a character in a story, and if you want to decide about their characteristics, about their personalities, you need to look at what they say. What else? Um, what they do, right? What they think, okay? And also about the appearance, then we have got some appearance from the description of the eye character already, okay? So things like that, we need to combine every information we have about this character, okay, to um to know about, sorry, to know about his true color. And also you will see that we have some other characters to analyze, right? Now, but before we go on, um yeah, so before we go on, then I would like you to let's say, wait a minute. Yes, now I would like you to tell me something more about the eye character. How, okay, I mean, last time we discussed already about the belief, the assumption of the eye character about a gentleman. Okay, so when you are a gentleman, according to British culture, then you should be like this and like that, and things like that, right? And now, how about his assumption about a lady? Okay. So now I would like you to discuss with your friends and give me the answer to this question. I would like to know about his assumption about a lady. So how is a lady like in his opinion? Okay, now let's examine how he looks at Mrs. Ramsay, what he thinks about Mrs. Ramsay. Okay, right. And can you tell me about his assumption about a lady? How is a lady like? What should a lady behave in front of people, in public, for example. Okay, so can you please examine the story again and tell me? Now, you will have some time to discuss with your friends, okay? Um, and after that, then I would like you to post the answer on Padlet. Okay, so I'm going to send you the Padlet link. Uh-huh. And you will discuss with your friends for a while, and then you post your answer on Padlet. Okay. Yeah. So you have 10 minutes, 10 minutes for you to discuss with your friends. Now that you have your groups already, right? Now, so I would like you to discuss with your friends, okay? On any channels you like. Maybe you can use the chat box here, right? But I think you have your own means, for example, Messenger or Viber or Zalo. It's up to you. Huh? Okay, so you will have 10 minutes to do that. Okay, and meanwhile, I will send you the Padlet link. Okay, now 10 minutes go.